Hello everyone once again. So I'll be just talking about the capacity building effort of SERVIR HKH and approaches and lessons. So coming to first slide. Yeah. So basically, SERVIR, we all know, like, we are focusing towards 5 thematic areas, although I have not updated this, but the thematic areas are now little bit modified. But till now, we were focusing on these 5 thematic areas that are highlighted in the slide. And when we talk about capacity building, we are focusing towards 3 building blocks for capacity building. One is science and technology innovations, and then how to build capacity of professionals, and also the focus is towards fostering strategic collaboration. So next slide. So basically, we observed, like, there were many, as Rishi already have uh, emphasized, like, we are having a huge data gap and also the capacity gap in the region. So that was assessed during our country consultation meetings, etc., in the first and second phase of survey, where we observed, like, there is huge data gap and we need a proper channel, to am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yeah, okay, thank you. So, we assess, like, we need a proper channel how to go for the capacity building actually. So for that, we designed one of the framework how we should analyze, and then we should go for the for building the capacity, and we come out with an approach known as ADIMS approach. So ADIMS stands for A for assessment, D for design, I for implementation, and M for monitoring. So under the assessment, actually, basically, it is the introduction of the basic framework. As you can see on the right side of the figure, the assessment of remote sensing and GIT capacities in various services was assessed. So under it, what we did is, we did institutional surveys. Maybe more than 90 surveys were done in different countries, and these institutional surveys were done, and then the capability of these institutions was assessed in using the earth observation and GIT, whether these institutions are at what level they are, like basic, medium, or moderate, or advanced level, and in whichever services they are focusing, and then identifying the types of their services these institutions are needing, and also what are the challenges they are facing. Means, for example, like, if there is any agriculture department, so they must be serving towards the agriculture services, but are they applying the EOGIT data or tools in their analysis? And if they are applying, what are the challenges in terms of their data and resources, including human resources as well as infrastructure and many other things. And then needs assessment for decision support products was also done during these assessment processes. And based on the compiled report, then we designed the materials, and we designed the customized our materials, basically, how what to deliver, how to deliver. And we also created so many online resources, and also build the capacity of, sorry, means, under design, we are just designing the framework in what ways we can go ahead, and what they need and what we need to serve them. And after that, we come to implementation part, and during the implementation part, we are delivering the 4 kind of capacity buildings to these agencies or partners in terms of standard training and on the job training, training of trainers, and not letting go the youths and the women, as we recognize women participation is very less. So we are also organizing some these youth or women focused capacity building activities. And during that, during this implementation part, we are delivering our these trainings to these partner institutions. And coming to the fourth pillar is monitoring. So we are going for short-term monitoring and long-term monitoring that we will discuss in coming next slide. Yeah. So Can we move to next slide? Yeah. So looking at the pathways to impact. So the ADIMS approach is a capacity building pathway. Now, how to go from pathways to impact? So for that, this diagram on the right side, you can see that we are focusing towards individual capacity building as well as institutional capacity building. So under the individual, we enhance the we can see that the knowledge and understanding and confidence and competencies of the participants increased, and then their experience and technical skills are also enhanced, and then they can get more opportunity, like for example, few of the participant, like from one of the training in women in GIT, so she was a freelancer, and she also stated, like, after getting this training she could get a project assistant job somewhere, because of her profile. So these kind of individual level skills development help our participants. And then institutional level help, of course, there will be human resources, infrastructure, network policies, etc. will be enhanced. And the coming to impact, we are working towards the enhanced capacity as well as adoption. So when we say we are focusing towards innovation, we are developing our various service systems so that it can be reached out to community level. And then we are also focusing towards enhanced efficiency, effectiveness with strategic environment, and changes in practices, and then enhanced quality, which is also moving towards the transformative performance, like few of the practices are adopted by our partner institutions. So that is uh, one of the positive side of this. Like for example, we if you are aware of HiWatt, so HiWatt previously was only working for Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan, but it was, it was served from our server only. But now we have built the capacity of Bangladesh Meteorological Department, and they have installed and installed the system there, and they have adopted the adopted our capacity building things. And then now they need not, they don't need our assistant, but they are running their own system, and then reaching out to communities for forecast, weather forecast, and flash flood forecast, etc. So that kind of adoption we are uh, getting from these. Can we move to next slide? Yeah. So coming to monitoring and evaluation, it is actually very, I mean, this also, this is the major point of our capacity building. We deliver training, but if we don't know what is the impact, so that's why we do two monitoring and evaluation. One is short term, where we are, for every training we are just doing pre and post, just looking at their what is the level of their understanding before training and after the training, and we see, okay, if there is any enhancement. So you can see that one example from left figure, you can see we are just focusing towards our particular questions related to the theme that is within the training. And based on this assessment, you can observe, like in a short term, like if the skill or the knowledge has been enhanced or not. But for the long term monitoring, we are focusing towards OCET, the organizational capacity assessment tool based tracer surveys. So we held one of the survey last year, means 2 years back, from the second phase of our survey, and where we reached out to for 29 trainings, and we reached out to around 350 plus participants for their response. Uh, and based on that, means we assess their capacity, how at individual level the capacity building helped them, and how they are working, means how the institutional capacity built, and whether the trainings we delivered is useful for them in institutional level, and how they are serving to institute by using that knowledge or skills. The you can see the, I mean, I could not put it is all recorded in report, but I just put two figures here. One is just telling the responses from the gender composition. If you can see, the female percentage is more than male percentage in responding to these tracer surveys. And then the next figure will come. So this figure is just telling one of the question from the survey, like has your capacity improved? So, and if you look at significantly and moderately combining that, nearly 77% are towards the positive side of like yes or no. So that kind of long-term assessment gives us an idea like whether these are efficient. I mean, this framework is efficient or not, and if they require further many many of the respondents for few of the questions reported that even though their individual capacity enhanced, but at institutional level they are not able to apply this. So then we can work towards that, like in which services they can apply that knowledge, and if we can during consultation workshop means we can have their view also in applying these knowledge, and also to formalize certain kind of services where these applications can be applied. So so that kind of suggestions we can get. Yeah, can we move to next slide? Yeah, so coming to pathways to impact, also, as I mentioned, strategic collaboration. So we are also focusing towards localization of our services. So, for example, like I have given three examples here, like practical action, one of the local group here. So they have adopted the early warning system strategy for Karnali and far western provinces, and they are working towards the application of high water and stream flow and reaching out to municipality level and ward level in Nepal. And then another is a Red Cross for adoption at municipal level. They have also adopted this early warning system. And if you are aware or not, but we delivered one of the capacity building training to our armed police force who are working for disaster management. So there is one center which is armed police for disaster training center. So we delivered our trainings to them successively for 2 years, and we built their capacity, and then we designed the curriculum, and also we designed the manual, and now they are running this GIT and earth observation course for disaster preparedness. So they are running one of the course in their center for their partners means participants. So that is one of the positive and success story for us, like coming to adoption and also strategic collaboration. So these are some of the highlights from our capacity building efforts. And coming to next slide, the challenges and the opportunities also we are uh, having here in the HKH region, like I have mentioned here in these bullets. We are further seeking, like we are further looking at regional knowledge gaps are still persisting in this region, and then the earth observation and GIT technologies are always emerging. There are now AI has come, now machine learning and other things, and we have to cope up with those all transformations in these. So then we have to enhance the skills of our experts, our professionals as well. And then yeah, large capacity gap is there, obviously, because already we are falling behind in terms of chasing this emerging technology. So that's why the large capacity gap is there. And often we observe like there is women participants are very less. Most of the on the job trainings and standard training, we observe like the partner institutions sending their participants, but women are very less there. And also monitoring and evaluation, the challenge there is like sometimes the participants are very reluctant to provide their genuine feedback, or sometimes they have lack of motivation, and we kind of did 3 to 4 follow-ups to ask them for those OCAT based tracer survey. So that is also one of the challenges. So we can't reach out to everyone, and also we can't force anyone. So those kind of challenges are there, and because of that, those challenges, although we have some opportunities as well. So can we go to next slide? Yeah, so one of the challenges is staff turnover. I think everyone must be facing this challenge in their institutions. And then irrelevant nomination for highly technical trainings. This is one of the challenges, because when we reach out for any capacity building trainings to other institutions, we ask them for nomination of a suitable candidate. And most of the time, what we observe is like one candidate is coming to all the trainings, whether it is focusing towards agriculture services or any other services. So that kind of irrelevant nominations are there, and because of lack of women professionals in the institute, also the gender balance, difficulties in ensuring gender balance, that is also one of the challenges. And other challenges comes while for example, communication and customization. So communication challenges mostly like when we are doing individual capacity buildings, focusing towards women, or any professional training also, the language is one of the challenge. And then there are geopolitical challenges as well. And then customization, when we customize our materials with respect to their country, like if the country is Pakistan or any other country, so data gaps are there, so we can't find the data to prepare our materials for customization. So these kind of challenges we observe. However, we have ample of opportunities as well with respect to these challenges, so that I have already mentioned in my slides. So yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.